Welcome to Community. I'm your host, Cody Thompson, and I'm here today with Rochelle, the Director of Limitless Community Services. Rochelle, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. That's really awesome.
I'm excited to have you on the show today.
Awesome.
Let's get started. Tell
Sh-
us a bit about you, tell us your backstory, and tell us a little bit about Limitless.
Sure. I have been in the industry for about 20 years now.
Oh, well,
Started as a support worker many years ago,
cool.
and have done every role imaginable under the sun in disability
Tw-
and worked my way up to owning my own company. The reason for starting my own company is I myself don't have a disability,
Yep,
but I was diagnosed with renal failure when I was 8 years old.
yep.
To date, I have had 67 operations.
All right.
I am on my second round of dialysis. So I plug into a machine for 9 hours a night that keeps me alive. I have a tube in my stomach. And for most of my life, people told me, you won't do this, you can't do this. This is what your life should look like, Rochelle. And at a very young age, I was like, no,
Love
I'm
that.
going to be whatever I want to be whenever I want to be. So that's kind of where our motto came from. When you believe in yourself, life becomes limitless. And
Love
I
that.
live by that motto.
Yeah.
So I'm super passionate about people dreaming big. But dreams need goals,
Yeah.
and goals have steps.
Yeah.
And so they're the things I use to work to achieve the things that I want in my life.
Yeah, cool. Can you elaborate a little bit more? Because I agree with you. I think
Yeah.
like so many people have an end goal and quite often get stuck along the way. So like
Yeah.
how do you enable that?
I always talk about, it's great to have a dream.
Yeah.
That's that's amazing, but that lives up in the sky. When you break that dream down, you can actually see tangible things that get you there. So if you open one door, that opens the next door, which opens the next door. So simple things like, when I was younger, people told me I'd never run or I'd never be able to do that. So I started walking really fast and doing
Yeah.
that every day after work. And then all of a sudden I could run a little bit. Then I could do 10 laps
Love
of
that.
the football field. Then I entered, long distance cross country running, and they're tangible goals I met across the way. And so things don't seem so overwhelming too
Yep.
when you break them down into little steps. And each time you reach a step, you increase your muscle mass, if you want, as in the running analogy,
Yeah.
which gives you more confidence to take the bigger leap to the next step.
Yep.
So, um, sometimes it clears a path just to chat to somebody about dreams and then look at steps for goals to those dreams.
Yeah, big time. And I can imagine a lot of people need someone in their corner that can see that whole path. Because again, when it's your line of sight, it can be really daunting, right? Like you said, there's an end goal I want to get to, but it just seems so far away. So having someone in your corner that's going, well, hang on a sec, we can get there, but there's a few things we need to tick off along the way, I think can be really supportive.
100%. And I think too, somebody to hold your hand along the path to
Yeah.
do that, with encouragement. Quite often, I think in life, it's really easy to stay in a negative space
Yeah.
and focus on negative things. But when you have people around you who generally are your cheerleaders, who generally want to see you succeed
Yeah.
and reach those goals, your inner voice changes.
Yeah.
And that's an exciting thing to watch, where people grow in that confidence space
Yeah.
and that I can do it rather than I'm not sure if I can.
Yeah. 100%.
That gives me life
Yeah. I
when I
love that.
see that tangible change in people.
Yeah, and I
So,
mean, you talk with such passion about it. Like I love that, and I think
yeah.
it comes from. I said, I don't know. There's so many people, obviously yourself included, but like so many people that I think have created businesses in the NDIS or in the disability sector as a whole,
Hmm.
from a place of being told, no, you can't, or that's just how it is, kind of thing. So I love. I think the passion comes across from you so easily because it, like you said, it comes from
I
a
live
place of
it.
yeah,
I
and
live it.
yeah, that is so
Yeah.
cool.
And I think too, the best people in life are colorful, I always say.
I
You
like that.
know, so those people that have that lived experience,
Yeah,
that understand, there are days that I don't feel that I can get out of bed,
yeah,
but then I remember there's people that need me.
yeah.
And so that makes it much easier to get out of bed and take the next step. And so when I'm talking to somebody who's struggling to do the simple things in life, shower, get dressed, face the world for the day, I know those feelings
Yeah.
and I know what it is to push past them.
Yep.
That's much easier to have a conversation with somebody. And also, a lot of people that we work with look up to me.
Yeah.
If Rochelle can do it, then I can do it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Well, given your history, like it makes a lot of sense, right? Like you said, you've overcome a lot of adversity along the way, and I think when you're talking to someone and they go, "Okay, look, I know you've been there," and
Mhm.
in your own version of that, like it can be
Yeah.
really powerful. Is that how you almost like choose your team in a way? Like I know you have a quite a large team now. Like,
Yeah.
do they all have lived experience or some kind of connection to? I'm gonna say like kicking ass, like
Yeah.
like beating down
Y
barriers a little bit.
yeah, so, everybody comes from different walks of life, and I really like, when I'm hiring or even when I'm taking on participants, because I don't take on every participant. We don't do everything well.
Yeah,
We
love that.
do have a genre that we do really well, and we're super passionate about, as you know,
Mm.
low cost and no cost, um, community access, making that space for people to meet friends. I don't want to just offer you support. I want to offer you connection with other people that you can go away and lean on as well.
Yeah,
We can't be all things to everybody.
yeah,
So, it really, the people in our office, I love our office. It is actually really super colorful and super fun, and they do keep you on your toes. And everybody brings something to the table.
yeah,
You know, I have weaknesses, other people have strengths, and when we come together as a team, we really are united on that front,
yeah,
and that's exciting to watch. So,
yeah.
I'm super excited about the future of Limitless. Actually, I think we're in a really good space.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. And tell us a little bit about that. A, the future, but B, you mentioned some of the community programs and
Mm.
stuff that you guys do. I know it's a passion of
I
yours.
love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. So, you know, quite often in the disability sector, people think that their provider is the be all and end all.
Yeah.
But the truth is, and it's the harsh reality, we're paid to be there.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
your support workers are paid to be there. They're not your friends. If
I have a job
tomorrow
to
they
do.
didn't have a job,
Yep.
yep, they would be somewhere else. But what I want to see is people actually, us create a safe space where people can actually come together and make genuine friendships that has nothing to do with us. And that happens all the time at Limitless, where they go out and hang out. They had a crocheting group that they were
That's cool.
doing, and so at the moment we run art groups, we run coffee club. We've just started our Friday barbecue, where anybody's welcome. You can come with your own support worker.
Yep.
The ultimate goal is to have a farm, and have a place where people feel like they belong, where they can just come and they can hang out, and feel like these are my people,
Yeah.
you know. But the opposite part of the NDIS is we talk about, community access and inclusion, but quite often it's one on one with the support worker,
Hmm.
and they go shopping and they go to the beach and they do all of that boring stuff
Correct.
because NDIS doesn't fund activities. Like going out in Perth is very expensive.
Yeah.
So going to a farm where you don't have to pay to attend, and there's animals and vegetables, and I'm hoping that other community groups will jump on and run different programs out
Yep.
of it, and people don't have to pay for that.
Love
They
that.
just have to attend
Yeah.
and come with the right attitude to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So that's the ultimate goal for Limitless. That's what we're working towards.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's closer than we think.
Yeah,
So,
well, I mean, again, from the passion and the way that you speak, and I guess the
yeah,
work that your team are doing, I think it's an absolute no-brainer. It's going to
yeah,
happen sooner rather than
yeah.
later. And I love as well. It goes back to
Thanks.
your origin story, right? Like again, kicking down doors of things where people say you can't do it, or in this case, there's a
Yeah,
problem. Let's actually like tackle that head on. Let's do something about it as opposed to acknowledging it and just leaving it there,
yeah,
right? So that's really cool. Tell me a
100%.
bit about. I guess this is more of like your personal beliefs here, but
Mm,
like we talk a lot about the word inclusion
mm-hmm,
and including everybody. Like, what does
mm-hmm.
that actually mean to you?
To me, it
Yeah.
means belonging.
Yeah.
It means you feel in a space where you feel comfortable to be a part of something and be your authentic, genuine self without having any restrictions or feeling like you have to comply to something else.
Yeah.
And it's easier to do than what we think.
Yeah.
It's pre-thinking about the people that may be attending your events
Yeah.
and making that accessible for, the wider the community. It's seeing somebody off to the distance that's struggling and offering a smile across the room. Inclusion is so many different forms,
Yeah.
but it takes thinking and it takes a community to think that way.
Yeah.
No.
Definitely. And I mean, you're already
Yeah.
putting things in place to, I guess, change that through the farm and different things as well, like giving it an actual like safe place for inclusion to
Yeah.
happen, right?
I do that in the industry as well. Like quite often you'll hear me say to people I collaborate with, there's always a desk in my office.
Oh,
If you are in the area and you are traveling and you need a desk for the day, Limitless is open to you. You can come down and sit with us. And what happens is we learn from them, they learn from
yeah,
us, collaboration starts, we start laughing in the office and start brainstorming ideas to do and things are built that way. So yeah, we live it, we breathe it.
that
It
is
is
so
us.
good.
So
Yeah, it is.
yeah,
And I think like people forget just how sometimes it can be such a lonely role, like working in the sector and
it's
everyone.
tough sometimes.
It is, and especially like as a small business owner as well. Like I think when you can connect with like-minded people that are going through potentially the same problems as you, or have gone through that before and found the light at the end of the tunnel, it can be really rewarding. But when you're in your, small business owner mode and you're just trying to get stuff done,
Yeah.
you forget there are other people out there you can connect with that have done it before.
Well, I actually think it's really important. So
Mm,
nobody has all the answers,
exactly,
and it matters where you source information from.
big time.
When it comes to the NDIS, there's a lot of misinformation out there. And so I try really hard to keep a circle of people, providers, and people in the industry that have greater knowledge than me. If I don't know something that's happening inside my business, I have plenty of people I can call and
Yeah,
ask and problem solve with so that I can get the right solution and the right outcome for my participants. You need to make those. I mean, that is why the DEC is so important as
yeah,
well. That's where I met most of my close friends and
big
things
time.
like that. Yeah, but it's super important to have people that you lean on. We deal with real people problems in real people time, and I don't think people understand that if you really care about what you're doing, you put your heart on the line every
Yeah,
single day for the people that we serve
yep,
you know and when you do that you take a little piece of you
yeah,
each time, and you need other people around you to fill you up
yeah.
again. So it's really important to let people in and open the doors and collaborate and communicate with people you trust in the industry.
Big time. And I'm a firm believer. I say this all the time at some of our regular events, but like good people know good people. So
100%.
like through association, like if you've met someone that you can trust and you value their opinion, respect where their business is going, the values that they stand for, quite often in their inner circle is then other people that are exactly the same. So
Yeah.
quite often it's the simplest way to get started. It's obviously hard finding good people at times, but once you found one, you can really connect and leverage what their relationships look like.
Yes, and you learn so much. Like
Yeah.
I've learned so much along the way from valuable people
Mhm.
that input into me, and it's shaped my business. It's shaped how I am as a manager.
Yep.
It's shaped how I am as a person. And I think that's just a lesson in life,
Yep.
isn't it? That you surround yourself with good people. You surround yourself with people that lift you up, and that mirrors from participants to the people that support them to business owners and the people that support them. Again, that's inclusion.
Yep.
That's community.
100%.
It all is full circle, I think.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
No.
Now tell me, there's a lot happening in the NDAS at the moment as a
Yes.
scheme. There's a lot of change happening.
Yes.
How is your business either adapting or sort of navigating that challenging time? Because I think one of the biggest things is there's some information out there, but
Yes.
there's not enough really.
Yes, join webinars, make sure you're connected to the right web pages, make sure you're having, constant conversations with other providers, and that you keep your ear to the ground. I think the worst thing that we can do as an industry at the moment is panic.
Yeah.
We've weathered so many storms. I could remember when we were bulk funded and they were going to bring NDIS in, and everybody was like, no, you're going to wreck the industry and this is going to happen and that's going to happen. And we weathered that storm
Yeah.
and we'll weather the storm now. There is a lot of, like negativity out in the public that most providers are greedy and that we're in it for the money. That's not my experience.
Yeah.
My experience is most people want to do a good job, and most people care about what they're doing. So stay the course,
Yeah.
keep your ear to the ground, never stop learning.
Yeah.
Like, make sure that you're up to date with the latest things that are coming out and be adaptable. Don't be stuck in your ways.
Yeah.
Be ready to change with the times. Be ready to change your processes, to look at things, to have conversations with people on how they're doing things.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I've found personally, and again, this isn't exclusive to the disability industry, but like quite often as a business, like standing still is actually going backwards.
Mm.
So, like, yes, there is, an opportunity right now to observe and understand what's happening and what's coming up. But to your point, if you're not even starting to have conversations to prepare about what's next or what it could look like,
Yep.
you are falling behind.
100%. 100%. And the thing is that with every great thing that's going to come, there's always sacrifice
Yep.
beforehand.
Yep.
And so it seems, tough at the moment, but, the NDIS was a game changer
Big time.
in the disability industry. And there were a lot of people opposed against the NDIS. And it's done amazing things. And I think quite often we're not focusing on that. And
Yep.
again, I think we're in a really change period, a really tough time in the NDIS. But what's going to emerge is, and what people don't understand is state government's going to come back.
Yep.
We're going to have a lot of community programs again and things that are going to emerge on the other side of this,
Yep.
which we lost when the NDIS came in.
Yep.
There are gaps between leaving hospital and coming home and who funds who
Yep.
and what happens. And hopefully they're going to bridge these gaps now.
Big time.
And we're going to have teething problems with that. But on the other side of it, hopefully we're going to have a wraparound effect around our families and people with disabilities. And we're going to go from strength to strength. So
Yeah. Look, I love the positivity, and I think you're right. Like, I think you're well versed now. You've been in the industry for a long time, so you know that there's going to
yeah,
be
getting
tough.
old,
Yeah,
Cody.
I don't know about
Thanks.
that. You can
Yeah,
see the
thanks for
grey hairs in my
mentioning that
beard.
one.
Yeah, yeah, we'll cover the greys in my
Yeah, that's
camera
it.
shots here. But no, look, I totally agree with
Yeah.
you. I think there is change coming. It's how do you deal with it, cope with it, but have a positive mindset. It's being implemented for the right things. And someone close to me once said, "But crisis creates opportunity," and I think that's something
Love
that's a
that.
really it's a
Yeah.
really important mindset to have. That
Yeah.
I think we're close to crisis point in the sense of just there's so much unknowns happening right now. There's a lot of change happening, but
Yeah.
the most important thing is it's being changed for the right reasons to create
Yeah.
opportunity.
And don't panic.
Yeah,
Don't panic. There's lots of places you can reach out and get help with. And again, I think the most important thing for providers, and that we forget that, everybody's chasing referrals and things like that. Chase people
yeah,
that you can lean on. Chase people you can admire.
yeah,
Chase people in the industry that are doing great things that you want to aspire to. Build your network around you
yeah,
that lifts you up, because when you have that, it's easier to keep focusing on your business and
yeah,
build your business up.
yeah, big
You
time.
know,
Yeah,
um, I'm excited about the future for NDIS. I'm doing it tough like everybody else. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong. There's things at Limitless, where they change it on a dime at the moment, and it's like you're behind the eight ball. But yeah, don't stress and just keep focused on what our goal is. And our goal is helping people live their best lives.
big time.
So,
Yeah, very cool. Well, what about if I gave you, I wish I had a magic wand or something, but
yeah.
if I gave you the powers to change just one thing, implement, new policy change in the
hmm
scheme, what would it be? Like, what would you focus on where you think you can make a big difference?
I think for me, the biggest thing with the scheme is sometimes it can feel like a scheme,
Yeah.
but we deal in people.
Yeah.
That's what we do for business. We deal with very personal things in people's lives. And I would just ask the scheme to take a minute to look at that personal side of things. Not everybody with autism is the same.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody with, renal failure
Yeah.
is the same. And so I would like to see them build out something that does make it a little bit more individualized, where they can sit down and understand what a family looks like, what a family needs, and giving them the time to explain that,
Yeah.
and really reading reports on people so that they understand what it takes to deliver supports to somebody and build capacity for somebody,
Yeah.
real capacity, life-changing capacity for
Big time.
somebody.
I think like building on from that idea, but like it does feel at times there's just so many tick boxes and people are yes, no, in, out, like
Yeah,
that's what it is. But there's so much more to it. Like you said, autism as a perfect example.
it's so vast.
Literally, right?
So vast, yeah,
Yeah, and I
yeah,
think we as a community have a real role to play in, like you said, individualizing each person that sits under that. how we do that as a, as a scheme is challenging. I don't think anyone necessarily has the silver bullet or the answer to it, but there's so much to just recognizing individuality in terms of what's happening at the moment.
Yeah, I think more flexibility in the way people can use their
Yeah.
funds would be a great start so that, if you need more because people go, I don't know what I'm going to look like in 5 years' time, but then you're going to give somebody a 5-year plan.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make any sense to me long term wise,
Yeah. Yeah.
because how can you pre plan 5 years saying this is the mold somebody's going to fit into when you could honestly sit there yourself and say, I don't know where I'm going to be in 5 years. So giving somebody the flexibility to go back easier and
Yeah.
have a conversation. I think having LACs more accessible so that they understand families. It's not just a meeting or a check in, but you truly understand
Mm.
who that family is or
Yeah.
who that individual is and what is around them.
Yeah.
I think would help determine how funds can be used for somebody, and how flexible that needs to be for somebody. If
Yeah.
somebody has, frequent stays in hospital or something like that, they may need to use injections of money somewhere and
Yeah.
less money other times. So being able to access that easily without a fight on their hands, especially when they're in a downtime,
Yeah.
could make a huge difference in somebody's life.
Big time. I mean, I've got 3 kids. I struggle to plan a week ahead, or my
Yeah.
wife asked me what are we doing on the
Yeah.
weekend. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So to forecast 5 years down the
It's
line,
extremely not realistic.
no, it's
No.
not, and to anybody, right? So
Yeah.
I think there is definitely opportunities with that. I guess I understand at its core what we're trying to do, but I think flexibility is really key in making sure that we enable the right outcomes to happen through that
Yes.
course, right?
Yes. And I do still believe that they need to safeguard,
Absolutely. Yeah.
funds and make sure they are spent in the correct manner that they're designed to be spent in. So I'm not just saying free for all, sign the check,
Big time.
Yeah, I think there's a balance somewhere between the two of what they've done at the moment.
Yeah. Now we're going to move on to the sharp seven. So
Yeah.
these are 7 questions designed to be a bit more sharper in terms of how you answer them.
Okay.
But like I said, we're going to roll with this and see
See
how
how
we
we
go.
go.
It's all right. The first one, I always think it's an easy one because it's only a 1-word answer.
Okay.
Okay. What's one word that describes the state of the NDIS right now?
Fun.
I'm sure everyone could pick up on how you said that, but yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. What's the biggest challenge you see right now in the sector? So across the board.
Lack of information.
Elaborate a
Yeah.
bit more. Tell me.
I think it's they just keep changing things and they don't educate providers.
Yeah.
So we're always behind the 8 ball. It's not that people don't want to be compliant. It's not that people don't want to understand the right thing to do. It's that you don't give us the opportunity to.
Yeah.
So we're always playing catch up. I think there should be way more information sessions that people can attend to. I think there needs to be more planning before you implement something
Yeah.
so that providers understand exactly what they've got to do, how they've got to do it, and what it should look like. Then that trickles down to participants, families, the wider community.
Yeah.
If we're able to explain it, then the community is able to understand it.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. What's the most rewarding part of your job?
The people, every single day, the people, the smiles on their faces, the winning of the challenges, the succeeding when they didn't think they could. Just, yeah, the people every single day.
Love that. All right. Here's a good one.
Yeah.
If funding wasn't an issue, what's one service that Limitless would offer tomorrow?
The farm.
The farm,
Yeah,
obviously. That's
yeah,
a no-brainer.
100%.
Yeah.
We would have the farm and we would have housing on the farm, I
Yeah.
think, for when people were in crisis or needing to do things that they need or respite or break or whatever, and there would be no charge for it. You can just come and stay
As you need it.
for, yeah, would love that. Yeah.
Well, if there's any investors listening,
Yeah.
I think there's a big need for this farm, so I want to see it happen. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, what about as Rochelle, the business owner,
Mhm.
what's the best advice you've ever received?
Always be yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. Always be yourself and be unapologetic about that. I think the one thing that people love about me is that I am authentic.
Yeah.
I have good days, I have bad days, I have struggles just like everybody else. I don't know everything. And I know how to ask for help. I know how to, enjoy the ride even when it's tough.
Yeah.
Um, so just, yeah, be yourself always.
Great. Great
Yeah.
advice. Cool. Okay. All right. What about like what's something that people don't know about you? Like what's like a hobby or an interest, something maybe, that people
What's really funny about me is I actually can't wink with my left eye. I
really?
can wink with my right
Go on,
eye.
you have to show us here.
Oh no, because it's really bad.
Yeah.
My husband cracks up. He says it's the most awful face in the whole world. But
No.
I'm dyslexic.
Okay.
So for whatever part of my dyslexic brain can't tell my
Yeah.
left hand
Wow.
side
There you
I
go.
just can't do it.
Yeah.
When I try to wink, my right eye goes instead of my left
It's
eye.
covering. It's covering for you. Yeah. Okay. It's doing double
So
the work.
so
Yeah.
fun fact.
There you
So
go.
yep.
Nice. I appreciate you sharing that. Okay.
No worries.
And last question from
Yeah.
the Sharp Seven is how do you define community?
I define community again, it's that word belonging. Community is feeling a part of something, really a part of something.
Mhm.
Not just I attend, but feeling valued in the moment, feeling heard and feeling seen.
Yeah.
That's community to me. People that you feel comfortable sharing the hard times with, the good times with, you're excited to share those moments with.
Yeah.
That's when you feel like you belong and you're a part of something. And everybody deserves that. Everybody.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay. And what about, is there a message you want to leave with our listeners today? People that are sort of tuning in, like if there a theme, something you can give them, something to walk away from our conversation today.
Yeah, when you believe in yourself, life becomes limitless.
Hey, I love that.
you
It's
know,
so true though,
a
right?
100%. Like I honestly live by that. Dream big for yourself.
Mm.
Dream big for yourself and believe that you can achieve it. And then start with little steps. If you don't step out of the boat, you'll never know you can swim.
Mate, you've got some great one-liners and taglines
I
there.
know.
That's
Imagine me in a bar, pick up lines.
yeah. No, definitely. But it is so true. And it's such I guess, a really important message to get out to everybody.
Yeah,
I think, again, it's in a good way, not exclusive to disability or, the industry that we work in. Everybody needs to remind themselves of that.
yeah.
So I love that.
It's freeing and it's exciting.
Yeah. And
So,
it's scary, but in a good way.
yeah,
Like I think, we don't want to live through life being safe. Like there's an
no,
element of having the courage to take that first step. And however we do that in whatever challenges that person is facing, there's something freeing in that. So I
yeah,
like that.
and exciting, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect. All right.
awesome.
Now tell us about Limitless as a whole. If people want to get in touch
Yeah.
with you guys, how do they find information about you?
Yeah, so obviously we have a web page.
Yep.
You can go on there, and all social medias. We also have an office
Cool.
at Coburn train station,
Yep.
and anybody can pop in at any time down there. Um, every Friday between 11 and 1, we have a local barbecue outside the office.
Nice.
It's a gold coin donation, and so you can come down with your support workers. We have games that we play, and you can feel a part of it down there.
That's awesome.
You can look up our phone number on our webpage as well and call our wonderful admin officer. He's always up for a chat.
Love that. Yeah.
So,
Nice.
um, yeah. So
Perfect.
we're always around on networking events and things like that as well.
Definitely. And I think you'll see me at the Gold Cone donation for the barbecue. I'm a
Yeah.
sucker for a good
Well, maybe
barbecue.
I can convince you to cook one
Oh,
Friday.
I think for everybody's benefit, that's probably not the best decision. Very good at eating a sausage sizzle, maybe not
Well,
so much
there you
preparing
go.
one. So,
Well, it's actually really fantastic. So, a quick story.
yeah.
One of our young participants who has social anxiety,
Mhm.
and had struggled a lot in the last couple of years has really been working hard with us and her support workers, and now runs Wednesday coffee group,
Love that.
and now has decided to do oracle readings on a
So cool.
Friday at the barbecue,
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
actually came and asked me yesterday if they could do that.
Oh, how
Yeah, so I
awesome.
was like really excited. I was like, absolutely, 100%. So to watch somebody go from, I don't want to leave my house to, I'm going to run this part at the Friday barbecue, that just speaks how far she's come, which is absolutely amazing. So
Oh, when you have a limitless mindset, right? Things change.
that's
I
it.
like it.
That's the one.
That's very
So
cool. Well, look, thank you so much for joining us here today on the episode. Loved getting to know you a bit more, and
awesome.
thanks for sharing everything with us today.
Thanks for having me, Cody.
Awesome. Thanks,
No
Rochelle.
worries.